So our volunteer trainer is a professional with 14 years of experience in the manufacturing industry, particularly in food production management and operations. Currently serving as a plant manager in a food production corporation, she has extensive expertise in planning, organizing, and overseeing production process to ensure efficiency and compliance with food safety standards. She also holds both a bachelor's and master of science in biology and has further enhanced their knowledge through specialized trainings in HACCP, food analysis, good manufacturing practices, and food safety management systems. So, as a licensed professional food technologist under the Professional Regulatory Board of Food Technologies and an active member of the Philippine Association of Food Technologists, she demonstrates a strong commitment to professional excellence. With a solid background in production systems, plant and office procedures, GMP, HACCP, and SSOP food safety. Our trainer for today's training session brings both technical expertise, so bigatin po ito no, si ma'am, and leadership skills that will be of great value in this training. So ayan, everyone, let us all welcome Miss Genevieve P. Kaludukan. Great day po, ma'am. The floor is all yours po.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, fellow safety advocates. Magandang araw po sa lahat. Magandang hapon po sa mga nasa ibang lupalop po ng mundo, kung meron man po, since ito po ay international.
Good afternoon din po, ma'am. Ay, good evening na pala sa Pinas.
Good evening na po, ma'am, dito sa Pinas. So, tonight, I will be sharing. Wait lang po. Ma'am, i-open ko na po yung ano ko.
Yes po. Sige po.
Presentation. Okay po, mag-share na po ako. Thank you po. Kita po ba, ma'am?
Yes po, ma'am. Kita na namin yung presentation.
Okay po, ma'am. Okay po, ma'am. Again, good evening to everyone. So, yun po, I'm Genevieve Pobre Caluducan. So, from Ilocos Norte po, Lawag City. So, tonight I will be discussing good manufacturing process in the food industry. Good manufacturing process po, this refers to specific procedures and steps that are followed in a manufacturing environment to ensure that products are made efficiently, consistently, and to the required quality standards. So it's more about the process flow of work and how things are being produced in a plant facility. Okay. So before we proceed, disclaimer lang po. So this presentation is intended for educational and training purposes. It provides general guidance on good manufacturing practices based on current regulations and industry standards. My opinions are based on my own experience and should not be considered as a substitute for official laws, regulations, or company-specific procedures. Always refer to applicable legal requirements and your organization's policies before making decisions. Okay, for the content, first, I will be discussing the general overview of manufacturing process. And then I will also be discussing the purpose and regulatory requirements of GMP, and then apply GMP principles in daily operations and maintain compliance. So dito po papasok yung mga SOPs, documentation, hygiene, equipment, facilities, maintenance, deviations, and corrective action. For the training objectives, after completing this training, you are expected to understand the general overview of manufacturing process, the principles and regulatory basis of GMP, and apply GMP guidelines in daily operations. Okay, so let's proceed. Before we start, please allow me to discuss some of the keywords in this presentation. So first is the manufacturer. Manufacturers is an establishment engaged in any and all operations involved in production, in the food, in the production of food and other products, including preparation, processing, repacking, pampering, ornamenting, finishing, and labeling with the end in view of its storage, sale, or distribution. A trader shall be categorized as manufacturer. So, ito po. So, since nabanggit ko na po yung trader kanina, so ito ay tumutukoy sa isang negosyante na bumibili ng mga produkto mula sa tagagawa at pagkatapos ay ibinibenta ito sa mga mamimili o sa mga ibang negosyo o negosyante para makakabili silang makisangkot sa distribution ng produkto at ng distribution at pagmemerkado ng produkto. For the manufacturing process, the same process can apply for the traders with the exemption of the production process that is subcontracted to a manufacturer. So, dito po, as we can see, so from the manufacturer, may mga sangay po siya from formulation to procurement and preparation of raw materials, production process, testing and inspection, storage or warehousing, and then the delivery or distribution. So, parehong proseso po ang maaring i-apply para sa mga negosyante. Maliban sa proseso po ng production na sinusubkontrata sa isang tagagawa. Ang saklaw sa kontrata ay nagkakaiba po, depende po sa kasunduan ng dalawang establishmento. Okay, for the operational requirements, by the way, this is taken, or this is based on the AO. This is based on AO order number 2019-007, an overview of the guidelines of manufacturers and traders. Okay, so with the operational requirements, quality system, documentation, personnel, premise, equipment, sanitation and hygiene, production, and quality control. So these are the key areas that a manufacturer needs to establish and maintain for its operation. So as we go on with the presentation, we will get to know these requirements. For the quality system, so quality system is comprehensively designed and correctly implemented system to ensure the attainment of the company's objectives. A company's quality system must be appropriate for its current activity. The company must at least establish its quality manual, organizational structure, procedures, controls, work instructions, forms, and other records. So this is very important po. For the documentation, we have a site master file. So a site master file is a document providing a general overview of the structure and activities of the manufacturer. So for the raw material specification, this describes in detail the requirements with which the materials used or obtained during manufacture have to conform. They serve as a basis for the quality evaluation. So this is one of the very important document po. Another is the master formula, procedures, and standards. This contains all information about manufacturing process for the product and expected output. This document is kept and controlled by a QA personnel. With the standard operating procedure or SOP, this is written in instructions of the performance of specific activities. Another is the record. This provides evidence of various actions taken to demonstrate compliance with instructions such as the activities, events, and investigations. And in case of manufactured batches, a history of each of the product, including its distribution. Kaya po, with the record also sa production, nagkakaroon din po tayo ng mga retention samples. Okay, so for the electronic records, regulated users should define which data are to be used as raw data. At least all data on which quality decisions are based should be defined as raw data. Sorry, at least all data on which quality decisions are based should be defined as raw data. So, ayun po. So, later, as part of the documentation or the record, so from the site master file, so first, the table of contents, the company overview, the general information, site overview, and product produced. So dito po, iisa-isahin or de-declare natin yung mga produkto natin. And then, dito po papasok yung CPR din po natin with the Certificate of Product Registration na ating a-applyan. Later on, i-discuss natin as we go on with the discussion po. Another is the personnel. So we need to present also the organizational chart, employees with job description, training requirements, health and hygiene requirements. And then the premise and equipment, general location of the site. So later on, we will be discussing kung saan ba dapat yung location ng manufacturing. Okay? And then the personnel, material, and product flow. List of manufacturing equipment. We will also be needing this. So, and then the maintenance and calibration. Next is the documentation of standard operating procedures and the forms. Contract manufacturing and analysis. In case nagpapatol manufacturing po kayo. Okay, another is the analysis contracted out. And then internal quality audit and FDA reporting and inspection. So inspections will be conducted and yun po, they will review the compliance history kung nasusunod po yung mga SOP or legal requirements under Food and Drug Administration. Okay po. So still under the documentation po, kakailanganin po natin yung training of personnel, handling of raw materials. So kailangan po may acceptance of incoming. So pwede rin po tayong gumawa ng material inspection slip or checklist. for the acceptance of incoming raw materials, for the dispensing and disposal of expired and reject. So lahat po yan is kailangan may checklist po tayo. Another is yung handling of raw materials and yung production procedure. So kailangan po may process flow yun. So pre-production preparation, sa dispensing, mixing, packaging and labeling, checking, and then sa storage. For the batch numbering system, this is very important din po. So, dito, hindi po pwede na wala pong batch numbering tayo. Kasi, ito po yung magsiserve as our traceability in case po may mga product complaint or in case kailangan natin ng product review. Okay? So, another is the handling of finished product. So, for the approval and release, returned, expired, and reject. Also, dapat may documentation din tayo for the storage, for the raw materials, and the finished products. So, kailangan din natin sundan kung ano yung mga room temperatures with regards to the requirement of the raw materials po natin. And then the distribution of finished products. So, in every distribution, kailangan po may record tayo kung saan natin binabato yung ating mga produkto para madali lang po yung traceability. Another is the handling of complaints. Yun nga po, so kakailanganin natin yung record. And then the product recall, laboratory analysis of finished product, and record keeping. For the personnel, general requirements, so kakailanganin din po natin yung organizational chart showing the hierarchy of responsibilities from the president going to the downlines. Ayan po. This is one example of the organizational chart. Another po for the general requirements for the personnel file, qualifications and background. So must be indicated. And of course, the job description of the personnel, the duties and responsibilities, training records, and medical records. For the production manager, siya yung nagde-develop ng mga standard operating procedures ng production. So for the implementation of SOPs within the product area at all times, and of course, the production personnel are capacitated prior to deployment in a production area. So dapat po may mga trainings and orientation po yung production personnel bago po siya ma-deploy. Because pag lack of training po yung tao, this might cause yung tinatawag na nating human error. And magiging unsafe po para sa ating lahat because yung product po is unsafe na. Okay, another is ensure all areas of the production facility are well maintained. So, yung cleaning and sanitation, yung mga calibration equipment, mga maintenance kakailanganin din po yun. And which will be monitored by the production manager. Another is the quality assurance manager. So, with the requirements of the quality assurance manager, so possible po na yung quality assurance natin is PRC registered pharmacist, chemist, chemical engineer, nurse, or medtech, depending on the requirement or on the institution or manufacturing po. So, kung ano po yung mga products nila. Another is establish standard procedures for inspection, testing, and clearance of starting materials, packaging materials, intermediate, bulk, and finished products. Ensure all starting materials, packaging, intermediate finished products are of quality and within current standards. That is why bago po pumasok yung ating mga produkto sa planta, kailangan po chine-check po muna yan ng mga QA. So kung may mga instances na kailangang i-reject din nila, kung hindi pumasa based on the standard specification ng QA department. Another is to keep and maintain all documents and records of the company. Approve and monitor third-party testing laboratories. Ito po, with the third-party testing laboratories, in case meron po kayong micro or lab testing laboratories such as micro sa inyong facility, so pwede po siguro tayong magpa-test at least semi-annual or annual for the confirmatory testing po. Okay? And then lead the product of internal quality audits and investigations. For the qualified person po, ensure that all operations of the company are in accordance with the current national standards and regulations. Ensure that all necessary marketing authorizations are secured and up to date prior to operation and or distribution of products, and shall act as the point person of the company in relation to FDA related process. So, si QA manager po can also serve as the qualified person in the industry regulatory affairs or QPIRA. Another po is the layout. So, kakailanganin po natin to during the inspection. This will be the first one po na hahanapin po. And then, of course, yung process flow chart natin. This is one example of the process flow chart po. And ito po yung batch manufacturing record, which is nabanggit po kanina. So, another is the labeling requirements. So, may primary packaging and secondary packaging po. So, for the primary packaging shall mean any material including printed material employed in the packaging of product, excluding any outer packaging used for transportation or shipment that is in direct contact with the electronic cigarette or refill solution. And then for the secondary packaging, shall mean any material including printed material employed in the packaging of product, excluding any outer packaging used for transportation or shipment that is not in direct contact with the product. So, ayun po, ito po yung example. So, yung secondary packaging is yung box na po ng product natin. So, yung mga tags, nandito na po. For the primary labeling requirements po, may mga restrictions po ito. Like for example po, sa health claims, so smoking cessation claims, harm reduction claims, yun po yung mga restrictions for restricted content. For the potentially misleading content, terms such as light, ultralight, supreme, or number one, mga misleading po yun. So, leading, most, finest, those are examples of terms po na misleading na nalalagay po usually sa mga produkto. Sa product labeling rather. Most specifically on the primary labeling. Just like po, one example po is yung nilalagay po natin na 100% vitamin C. So, kailangan po, what is the proof na with 100% vitamin C po. May mga kailangan po, may mga legal requirements po na dapat sundin bago po natin ilagay yung mga such terminologies like this po. Another is the explicit or implicit compliance of FDA endorsement. So terms such as FDA approved, any mention of FDA or any mention of Philippine FDA, example po ito. And then any imitation of such words and initials for FDA logo. So during one of my training sa FDA po before, so hindi po pwede na naglalagay po tayo ng logo po ni FDA sa mga primary packaging. Since although FDA approved na po siya, hindi po posible na nilalagay po natin yung logo. Ang kailangan lang po nating ilagay is the LTO number. Yun po. Another po is the secondary labeling. The declared commercial name of the product, the brand name, name of product variant. So, yun po yung mga dapat na nakalagay sa produkto. This is an example of sa cigarette po. So, the nicotine concentration expressed in milligrams or ml, mga ganun po. So, electronic cigarette, liquid solution volume in ml. So, kailangan po kung nakalagay po dyan na that is 10 ml, it should be 10 ml plus the share weight of the material. Or let's say, for example, they are using the bottle, dapat po excluded po yung share weight or yung weigh ng bottle na po. Sa content, kung sa content po yung pinag-uusapan natin. So if it should be, yung content, net content will be kung alin po yung dapat na nakalagay, yung dapat yung sinusunod. Kasi it might cause yung mga possible po for product complaint, yung mga underweight, mga ganun po. Another is the marketing authorization holder information. Yung company name, company address, yun nga po, na-discuss kanina yung LTO number. And then yung company contact details. And then, in case po, yung country of origin, pag importer po tayo, nag-import po tayo. And then, the list of ingredients, dapat po declared po lahat ng list of ingredients. In case may mga allergens po, dapat po, may mga potential allergens, dapat naka-bold po siya and appropriate po. And then another po is yung FDA, yun nga, electronic registration number po. Kailangan din po sa secondary packaging yun. And then instructions for, let's say, yung mga intended use. So, kailangan din pong ilagay. Or in case po, other instructions sa handling or upon opening po, kailangan po ba na tawag doon, i-shake muna yung product. Yun po, isa po yun sa mga examples. Or is there any para po tawag doon, i-reheat or ilagay sa oven, mga ganung bagay po. Another is the instructions for the disposal and solution of the container. So, sa food manufacturing or even in other manufacturing industries, I think may MRF naman po tayo na pinaglalagyan for the disposal po ng ating mga raw materials. Another is the directions in use in case of ingestion or skin contact. And then, yung pictogram or signal word, or kung may hazard po, kailangan po may nakalagay na hazard statement, just like the cigarette. So, may picture po doon na yung cigarette is dangerous to your health. So what will be the possible cause in case po? Yun po. Another is the undesirable adverse health effects. And then warning statements, do not swallow, keep out of reach of children, avoid prolonged contact with the skin. So kailangan po lahat is stated po sa secondary labeling. Okay po. So we should identify po yung intended use ng product. So is it suitable for the pregnant woman, for toddlers, or for children? So kailangan po specified po lahat yun. Okay. Another is the updated contact information. Let's say, example po, and then the exact statement for any complaints or reports on product quality and safety, you can directly call dito po sa atin sa Pilipinas is the Food and Drug Administration or through email ng CCRR po.
Hello, ma'am. Apo, ma'am, just additional lang, no? Since na-mention niyo yung labeling, no? Just, medyo nako-confuse yung iba kasi maraming mga Pilipino no, nag-venture, nagdadala sila ng cosmetics sa UAE, for example, and then they are using FDA approved, no? So,
Yes, sir.
just for clarification, what do you think? Is it, acceptable or not? Are they legally bound of bringing the cosmetics here and relying only with FDA approval?
Sir, they can check the tawag doon kasi may mga product registration po yan. May CTR po. So before buying, if duda po kayo sa mga product, you can check it through the FDA website po. So po, ita-type lang, possible po ita-type lang po yung product and then ilalagay po lang, titignan lang po kung may certificate of product registration or CTR po yung product para masabi po natin na that product is really safe po bago po natin gamitin.
Okay. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. That's why I mentioned this, no? Because it's additional confusion. Here kasi sa UAE, no, regulated din, no? Ang mga cosmetics, no, it should be approved by Dubai Municipality, ESMA, and of course, yung mga product dapat nag-undergo ng mga testing, no?
Yes,
Sa aming
sir.
Dubai Central Laboratory. Second, as you mentioned, yung labeling, no, isang example nito, yung kalituhan, no? Kasi ang
Misleading.
UAE,
Yes po.
nagre-request sila dapat ng labeling ay merong Arabic translation. Right?
Yes.
Apo, same like Chinese, no? Sa atin mahirap kasi pag tinagalog, hahaba eh, no? Oo. Then, second, ma'am, yung paglalagay ng date, ang pinaka talagang mako-confuse ka. Kasi ang date po ng UAE ay nagsisimula ng day, month, then years. Ganun po 'yun. Ang sa atin sa Pilipinas yata una yung month, day, then yung year, no? So doon pa lang magmamatter na, magugulo na, especially kung number lang ilalagay mo, magkakaroon ng confusion sa paggamit at nagiging safety related issue. Health and safety related issue. Yun lang po ma'am, dinagdag ko lang po.
Yes, sir. Thank you po. Okay po, let's move on for the food safety basics. So, mga pangunahing kaalaman sa kaligtasan ng pagkain po. For the harmful or contaminated food must not be allowed in the market. So, yun po, with the food safety basics, yung mga pangunahing kaalaman lang po para sa ating lahat, sa kaligtasan ng lahat. So, only safe and wholesome foods may be marketed. And then another, government has enforced responsibility. Manufacturers, distributors, importers, and others are expected to comply. Regulatory process is transparent and accessible to the public. So yun po. And then, with regards to food safety po, for more information, you can also visit our PhilSA page po. Since lately po, nag-discuss po si Sir Mark with the food safety. Okay, so for the regulatory requirements or legal basis po, so it aims to protect the public by ensuring that the products are safe, pure, and properly labeled po. Ito po sir, yung RA 37, Sir Moms. So with the Republic Act number 3720, Food, Drugs, and Devices and Cosmetics Act as amended. So this governs po yung production, importation, distribution, and labeling of food, pharmaceuticals, medical equipments, and cosmetics. So for more information with regards prior po sa previous po na question ni Sir kanina, so you can also visit or visit the Google site, and yun po, hanapin lang po natin yung Republic Act number 370. Maaari po nating i-browse yun para maging equipped po tayo or for more information, and the law governs the production and importation, also the distribution and labeling of food, just like and cosmetics. Another po is the RA number 9711, which is the Food and Drug Administration Act of 2009. So this law strengthens the FDA by increasing its authority and resources for regulating and monitoring food, medicines, cosmetics, and other health items. So it authorizes FDA to enforce the rules, issue licenses, and inspect establishments. Another is the RA number 10611, which is the Food Safety Act of 2013. It describes the rules of government agencies, the duties of food enterprises, and the regulations of preventing foodborne illness from production to consumption. So this law establishes the framework for food safety regulations in the Philippines. So tinutukoy po nito ang mga tungkulin ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno, pati na rin ang responsibilidad ng mga negosyo sa pagkain upang maiwasan ang panganib at sakit mula sa pagkain. So from the production up to the distribution and consumption of the product. Another is the Administrative Order number 153 series of 2004, which is the revised guidelines on current good manufacturing practice. So in order to guarantee safe and high quality food, this order establishes the minimum requirements that food handlers, repackers, and manufacturers must follow. So this focuses on the proper facilities, equipments, hygiene, production, and documentation. Okay po. So let's proceed po with the purpose and regulatory requirements of good manufacturing practices. What measures must be applied to ensure it is made with consistent quality and reliability? So it is GMP, good manufacturing practices. Applying good manufacturing practices ensures consistent product quality, supports the smooth flow of production, and protects company reputation. So what is GMP? GMP, or good manufacturing practice, is a quality assurance system designed to ensure that the products are consistently manufactured, packed, repackaged, or held to a standard appropriate for their intended use. It does concern with both manufacturing and quality control process. So, in compliance with AO number 153 series of 2004, this is a prerequisite for obtaining a license to operate from the Food and Drug Administration. So GMP designs and ensures uniformity and quality during production. It protects established protection against risk of cross-contamination, adulteration, and mislabeling of manufactured goods. So local regulatory bodies across the globe establish GMP regulations to help ensure that the production, verification, validation of manufactured products are aligned with expectations that make them safe for market distribution. Okay, so with the CGMP or the current good manufacturing practices, this refers to FDA enforced laws that protects the safety, quality, and efficacy of food items. These rules include several areas of food production, including as facility design, employee practices, equipment maintenance, and process controls. So in compliance with the still AO 153 series of 2004, so meron po tayong FDA amendment, but then FDA advisory number 2022, sorry, the 0786, which is the renewal of current good manufacturing practice or CGMP. But then this is intended for the clearance of foreign drug manufacturers. So ito po, this was established during the COVID-19 pandemic. So the key difference of GMP and CGMP po, so with regards to the aspect of GMP, this focuses on the compliance with established standards. While CGMP po, this is a continuous improvement or current procedures. With the regulatory expectation, CGMP po is more on the basic compliance, while CGMP po is more on the dynamic and updated compliance po. So more on CGMP po, it's not tawag dun, outdated naman, but then more on CGMP po is modern or validated, may established na validated system po. So CGMP po, this is a risk-based and proactive. So for the latest, for more information on the latest issuances or FDA circular, you can also visit the link presented. Okay, so let's move on. What are the GMP guidelines? So, GMP guidelines vary from country to country. So ito nga po, so nagdedepende po kung ano po yung mga bylaws po ng mga bansa, at ibang bansa po. So this set of principles, isa lang po yung aim nila, to help manufacturers implement an effective process and ensure that the quality is built into organization and its production process. Almost all regulations are derived from the basic GMP concepts: quality management, sanitation and hygiene, building and equipment, raw materials, personnel, validation and qualification, documentation, record keeping, and inspection and quality audits. So more andun po umiikot si GMP po. So with the key regulatory requirements of food business operators or the FBO, first, we need the business registration and permits. So in the Department of Trade and Industry or DTI, so kailangan po nating mag-secure sa DTI kung nagbabalak po tayong mag-put up ng manufacturing or business. So first, kung sole proprietorship po siya, so sa DTI po tayo mag-secure. However, kung ito ay isang corporation na po or partnership, so we need to secure the requirement sa SEC po or the Securities and Exchange Commission dito po sa Pilipinas ito. And then the barangay clearance, mayor's or business permit issued by the local government unit. I think although this is the reference is based on the Philippines, may mga hindi naman po siguro ang tawag dun magkaiba. There are some na almost pare-parehas po yung mga regulatory requirements naman po na kailangan for the food business operators. And then another is the BIR for the tax registration and issuance of receipts and invoices. Okay, next is the food safety compliance. So pag nag-put up po tayo ng business, specifically sa manufacturing, mapa-food man ito, cosmetics, or health products, kailangan po natin mag-secure ng license to operate coming from the FDA. So, nire-require po ito sa lahat ng food manufacturers, even repackers and traders and distributors. So, in the Philippines, you can apply via Center of Food Regulation and Research, so CFRR, or via Food and Drug Administration. So, FDA under CFRR rather. So here is the website, more on online application po. So all you need to do is to present yung mga requirements po. Sorry po. Nawala po ako, saglit lang po. Okay po.
Okay, ma'am, you need assistance?
Sorry po na parang nawala po ako. Na-doble ko po ba?
Hindi, okay lang po ma'am. Nag-ano na siya. Nag-play na yung presentation niya.
Okay po. Sorry po. So, ayun po. Okay, so yun. So, kailangan lang po nating mag-apply. So, via online. So, yung mga requirements po natin such as yung mga nabanggit kanina earlier with the floor plan, layout of facility, mga sanitary permit, GMP compliance, list of products. So yun po yung mga i-represent natin for the application. Okay po. So still under the food safety compliance po, ito po yung nabanggit natin kanina. Kakailanganin po natin yung Certificate of Product Registration coming from the FDA. So for each product po na mina-manufacture natin, so kailangan po i-register din po. Another, so this includes the formulation, label design, and lab analysis. And then, yung good manufacturing practices po, or CGMP. So this is a mandatory compliance for all food processors as governed with the AO number 153 series of 2004. So this covers the hygiene, pest control, equipment, personnel, practices, and documentation. Okay po? Another is the hazard analysis critical control point or the HACCP. So this is optional po, but then mas maganda po kung naka-HACCP po tayo because more on sa export po ito eh. Pero mas maganda or kung kailangan tawag doon, mas maganda kung nag-a-apply din po tayo ng HACCP kasi importante po for the quality and safety assurance po ng general public. May mga other agencies po, this depends on the product po. So like for example po sa for the raw agricultural materials, so ang agency po nito is CDA. For the meat, dairy, and eggs, si BAI po or si Bureau of Animal Industry. While sa fish naman and other seafood products, dun po sa BIPAR or Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. And then with regards naman po sa mga meat processing natin, so meat products, so may agency po tayo nagmo-monitor din sa atin, which is si NMIS, or National Meat Inspection Service. For sugar, yung Sugar Regulatory Administration or SRA. And then of course, the coconut-based products is kay Philippine Coconut Authority. So ito po yung mga agencies set by the government po. So another requirement po is the labeling requirements, which is discussed po kanina. So kailangan lang po nating mag-comply with the AO number 2014-0030. And so yun po, nabanggit kanina na this includes the product name, ingredients list, net content, manufacturer, nutrition facts, expiry or best before date, lot or batch number, and then the FDA registration, which is discussed earlier na nakalagay po ito sa primary packaging ng ating produkto. Another po is the environmental compliance. So, environmental compliance certificate or ECC from DENR, ENB. So, kung ang facility natin is there is a potential environmental impact on, of course, the waste, emissions, and other equipments po. Just like yung boiler natin, so kailangan din po ng permit to operate boiler, mga ganun po. So for the PTO, under mechanical, iba rin po yung under sa electrical po. So kailangan din pong i-secure yun. And then yung solid waste management plan. And of course, yung occupational safety and health standards. So all we need to do is to follow the DOLE regulations under RA 11058 or the OSH law. And then dapat po may mga safety officers tayo, fire safety, first aid training, and employee health monitoring. And then yung documentation and record keeping. So yun, batch production records, cleaning and sanitation logs, quality control records, product recall procedures. Okay po, icebreaker po muna tayo. So, question po. Siguro sir, Ma'am Moderator, baka possible po na we can give a free certificate po sa unang makakasagot po ng tanong. So, pwede lang pong i-type and then sa chat box and then pa-monitor na lang po.
Ah,
Ma'am, thank you.
sige
Thank
po,
you,
ma'am.
sir.
Good po. So, antayin lang po natin pag sinabi ni Ma'am Genovena go, tsaka po tayo mag-enter and make sure yung pangalan nyo po is dito sa Zoom is yung name nyo kasi based on that we will provide the certificate. So, thank you so much po Ma'am Genovena, no? And we will also monitor din po sa Facebook, Ma'am. Baka meron rin kasing nagko-comment na gustong mag-join.
Thank you, ma'am. So, for the first question, I only have 2 questions po, by the way. So, for the first question, what legal basis authorizes the FDA to enforce rules, issue licenses, and inspect establishments? So, letter A, Republic Act number 9711. Letter B, Republic Act number 10611. Letter C, Administrative Order 153 Series of 2004. Okay po, go.
Okay, so kanina may nag-comment po ng, dapat ABC, no? Pero kanina may nag-comment po ng sagot si Sir Nolly. Republic Act 9711 as of 2009. Tama po ba to, Ma'am Genovese?
We should
Yes po,
follow
ang tama.
pero dapat follow natin yung pagsagot ng with letter para nakita natin sa may screenshot itself yung tamang sagot.
Okay, sir. Okay po, so ang tama pong sagot is the RA number 9711, Food and Drug Administration Act of 2009. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's proceed po. So why are these programs necessary? First is the consumer protection. This is under the bylaws of the Philippines RA number 7394, also known as the Consumer Act of the Philippines. So the act addresses various aspects, including protection against health, safety hazards, deceptive sales practices, and the provision of information to consumers. So, food should be safe for consumption to prevent foodborne illness. So, yun po yung main purpose natin. This involves ensuring food is free from harmful bacteria, viruses, parasites, toxins, chemicals, and the like. So, yung mga radionuclides, so, mga ganun po. So, safe food handling, cooking and storage, yung process po natin with regards sa preparation, sa cooking, and then para ma-prevent po natin yung food poisoning. Okay po. So, another, customer satisfaction. So, customer satisfaction is measure of how well a product or service meets or exceeds a customer's expectation. It's a key indicator of customer's happiness and loyalty and directly impact a company's success. So, kailangan po natin ito. Siyempre po, pag hindi po satisfied si consumer or si customer, so, yung success po ng company, syempre, babagsak po yan. So, hindi po, tawag dun. In case po, tayo as employees or most especially tayong employees, mawawalan po tayo ng trabaho kasi magdo-domino effect po yan. So, pag hindi po satisfied si customer, so wala po tayong benta. So, ang magiging cost nito is low production po. So, we strive for high customer satisfaction to foster and repeat purchases, positive word of mouth, and ultimately business growth. So, ayun po, for the customer satisfaction. Another is, of course, the employee protection. So, employee protection in GMP focuses on ensuring that employees are adequately trained, healthy, and understand their responsibilities to prevent product contamination and maintain quality. So this includes po yung proper hygiene ng ating proper hygiene practices, and then yung protective clothing or PPE, which is alam po natin na one of the requirements po ni sa Oslo po natin. So under Bureau of Working Conditions, so kailangan po nating proteksyonan hindi lang po ang produkto kundi pati rin po yung mga empleyado. So
Pero ma'am, in addition lang, no, since na-mention nyo na rin yung DOLE, no, importante rin na how we can protect yung mga workers, not just yung pag-provide ng PPE by just following, no, yung hierarchy of controls, no, which is starting eliminating, no, the hazards and risks in the workplace, no. Paano mangyari yun? Siyempre, through effective design and layout, no, nung factory itself, for example, ng manufacturing process, no. Then, of course, yung sinabi nyo, yung constant training, no, based sa regulation, and of course, yung implementation, no, nung inyong OSH program, no, para at least assured kayo na protected si employee, and likewise, ma-enhance natin yung kanilang kultura, no, na pwedeng maging positive outcome, no, ng ating production. Yun lang po.
yes, sir. So another is the legal requirements po. So this refers to the obligations and duties imposed by law for the food business operators. So kakailanganin po natin dito. So understanding and meeting these requirements is crucial for maintaining legal standing and avoiding also the penalties and ensuring smooth operation po. So ayun po. And then another is the good business practice. So dapat po yung good business practice serves as the fundamental for success po kasi. So this encompasses the ethical conduct, operational efficiency, and commitment to customer satisfaction and employee well-being po. Another po is the pride of workplace. Pride in workplace. So this refers to the satisfaction and sense of accomplishment po natin as employee. Okay po. So let's proceed for the GMP principles in our day-to-day operations and maintain compliance. So there are two types of prerequisite programs or PRP po. So first is those associated with plant or facility, which is the premises, equipment, sanitation and hygiene, production, and process control. Another po is the quality management system. Yung this covers the GMP organization, quality audit, product recall, retention samples, and subcontracting of manufacturer. For the prerequisite program po, so ito po, first is the facility. So kailangan po natin alam natin kung saan tayo dapat magpapatayo ng ating planta. So sa GMP po, choosing where to build a food manufacturing facility is critical because the location and surroundings directly affect product safety, quality, and compliance. So hindi naman po tayo pwedeng basta-basta na lang po na magpatayo ng planta. So kailangan po i-consider natin yung mga hazards din or yung mga factors that affects the product. Just like po yung One example is, so kung nakikita po natin sa image or sa picture, so more on nasa farm siya, malayo siya sa city. Syempre po pag exposed po kasi siya sa mga malapit sa mga transportation or location po na that may cause pollution po, yung air pollution, mga ganun. So, kailangan po nating i-consider po. So, sa pagpili ng pasilidad ng pagkain, mahalaga po na i-consider pa rin yung GMP or isaalang-alang yung produkto natin. So, kailangan po yung madaling puntahan, may maayos na supply ng tubig, at of course, at sumusunod sa batas. So, dapat malinis ang paligid, malayo sa polusyon, yun nga, ligtas sa pagbaha para maiwasan ang kontaminasyon. So, ayun po. So, increase the risk of microbial, chemical, or physical contamination. Possible po yun. Na kung ang location po ng ating facility is nasa sa syudad po, sa city proper. So, as much as possible, malayo po sa city proper po to avoid po yung contamination. So, for the facility standards po, so, onward flow of operation, no production line crisscross, separation of cool and warm areas, and then the separation of clean and dirty areas. So, dapat po nakadisenyo ang pasilidad para sa kalinisan at kaligtasan. Dapat tuloy-tuloy ang takbo ng produksyon ng walang nasasalubong na malinaw or malinaw ang paghihiwalay ng mga paghihiwalay-hiwalay ng mga produkto. So, nakakatulong ito para maiwasan ang kontaminasyon. At naproprotektahan natin ang kalidad ng ating produkto. Movement of materials po should follow. So, may one-way logical sequence lang po siya. From the raw materials receiving to processing, packing, storage, and dispatching. So, more on yun po yung sequence po, yung logical sequence na kailangan pong sundan natin. So, still with regards sa facility, so yung mga floors natin dapat waterproof o washable po siya, hindi po tinatablan ng tubig or madaling hugasan po. Hindi rin po dapat madulas kasi this might cause again yung hazard po sa ating mga empleyado. Okay, so this may help us or para maging ligtas po ang lugar para sa manggagawa at syempre para na rin sa produkto. Another po is the construction under the construction standards. So dapat po yung pintuan natin self-closing, hindi masyadong hinahawakan po. So smooth and non-absorbent din po. For the windows, dapat po fitted with insect-proof screens. So kailangan po lagyan ng screens yung mga windows kasi possible po na entry ng mga pests. And then with the ventilation, dapat may enough or adequate ventilation po tayo. Kasi para maalis din yung mga init or alikabok or yung mga sumisingaw na maaaring mag-cause ng contamination sa produkto or sa pagkain. For the lighting po, may mga standards po na or guidance po na sinusundan. But sa GMP po, as long as neutral po in color, bright, and provided with shield to protect against food contamination. So yun, para ma-minimize din po yung case ng breakage in case kaya kailangan po ng case. So sa HACCP po, based on HACCP guidelines on illumination, which is inline din po sa ating OSH standards or OSH law. So sa guidance po, with sa part ng sorting or quality control sa facility po natin, kailangan it is more or equal to 540 lux. So sa processing area, kailangan din po nasa 220 lux siya. Mga ganon. So this is based on my own experience po, and then yung mga learnings po based on the standards po ng in relation to HACCP po. So kasi po for the information of everybody, yung 1 lux po is equivalent sa the brightness of 1 lumen spread over 1 square meter po. Okay po. Another po is the equipment. So installation. So place equipment properly at least 1 meter apart to prevent cross-contamination and allow easy cleaning of equipment and surroundings. And then the calibration. Regularly calibrate monitoring and measuring devices to ensure accuracy. Maintenance. Keep equipment in good working condition through routine servicing and repairs. So, kakailanganin po natin ito, most especially the calibration, because this might cause errors po. So, magiging panganib po ito para sa ating lahat kung hindi po calibrated ang ating mga equipment. So, hazard po. And then the supplier control. So, dapat yung storage in case po, kung kailangan pong chilled, so maximum time, from the maximum time of arrival ng raw materials po natin. So, may mga guidelines po with regards sa mga raw materials, if kailangan po ba itong chilled or frozen, mga ganun. And then of course, upon checking din with our supplier yung mga requirements po na kailangan. So we need to check also yung mga raw materials kung pasok ba ito sa standard. In case po may mga reason for rejection or mga rejection procedures po tayo na susundan. So, okay po. This is control. So, ito po. So, procedure of disease control including specific instruction of all personnel to report their health condition to their supervisors. And then health reporting, medical evaluation, restriction from production areas, and documentation. So, kailangan po yung mga empleyado, so dapat pinapaalam agad sa mga supervisor or managers nila kung may mga sakit sila, or in case kung nasugatan po or may sintomas ng mga lagnat, example po, or pagtatae, pagsusuka. So kailangan po lahat declared po. And then yung yun nga, health reporting, so kailangan din po nating suriin kung papayagan ba natin na magtrabaho na ang empleyado, kung hindi ba siya nakakahawa with regards sa kanyang disease, or with regards kung may mga sa health condition niya. And then of course, kailangan din nating may mga restrictions din tayo sa mga lugar na dapat pagkainan. So, hindi po dapat kung saan-saan po tayo humahawak ng pagkain. So, lalo na po kung may sakit or kung nakakahawa po, may nakakahawa pong sakit yung empleyado. And then of course, kailangan po yung documentation. So based on the OSHA standards po, so sa isang company po, so may mga requirements po sa OSHA law na pag maximum o pag at least 50 to 100 or 100 above na employees, nire-require po dito na kailangan po magkaroon ng OH physician or OH nurse. So may mga ganung requirements po tayo with regards sa OSHA standards po for the protection of employee. Of course, another is the personal hygiene. So yung proper hand washing. So ito yung unang depensa laban sa kontaminasyon sa paggawa ng pagkain. So pag hindi po tayo naghugas ng kamay, maaaring mailipat sa pagkain ang mikrobyo, chemical o dumi mula sa manggagawa kung kulang ito sa kalinisan. So kailangan protektahan po natin ang kalusugan, protektahan po nito ang kalusugan ng mamimili. Okay po. And of course po, yung quality po ng produkto natin at yung reputasyon ng kumpanya. Another is the sanitary facilities. So kailangan po natin ito. So yung mga toilets, hand washing stations, changing rooms, these are essentials to prevent po yung contamination ng produkto. Pest control plan. So napaka-importante po ito. This prevents contamination from pests carrying pathogens and allergens. So this also protects the quality and avoids spoilage or recalls. So kailangan po nating i-maintain ang ating facility so na safe and healthy po yung workplace din natin. Another is the premise hygiene. So yung mga SOP, so kailangan po natin malaman kung with regards sa mga standard operating procedures natin. So kailangan po alam natin when to clean, who will clean, what to clean, yung mga surfaces and equipment, where to clean, kailangan ba ng CIP or COP, so clean in place, or why should be cleaned, required results, and how to clean, physical or chemical means. So kailangan po may sinusundan po tayo, hindi po porket tawag doon, gusto po natin na magpalinis, baka maging magpalinis although yung may oras po na nakalaan para sa ganyan. Kung may production po, hindi po dapat tayo nagpapalinis po because this may cause contamination po sa product. Baka lang po yung chemical po is mag-cause ng hazard. So maihalo sa mga produkto or during the process po, magkukos po siya ng contamination due to handling po. Another po is yung staff training. So, dapat magkaroon tayo ng training plan with clear defined objectives and indicators. So, inadequate trained personnel poses a potential threat to the food safety and its suitability for consumption. So, yun nga, na-discuss kanina na dapat po bago po ma-deploy yung empleyado or manggagawa, kailangan po ma-orient siya ng maigi and may training din po siya para po hindi po mag-cause ng human error which will lead to unsafe food po or foodborne illness. Okay. And then the finished product control. So yung food protection po, so kailangan din natin po protect food from potential sources of contamination. So provide an environment which effectively controls the growth or survival of pathogenic microorganisms and toxins. So may mga finished product analysis po dapat na kinakandak tayo, which is this depends on the regulation po or on the standards po na sinusunod, SOP po na sinusunod ng iyong kumpanya, kung is there a need for the daily operation na mag-microbial testing ka or monthly, depende po. Pero as much as possible po, I think it should be monthly. And kung nasa, ang tawag doon, kung kailangan po natin, yun nga po, kailangan po natin ng confirmatory test. So may mga third-party agencies po tayo na nagkakandak ng microbial testings. So with regards sa QMS, na-discuss ko po kanina yung mga plant audit, which is the GMP organization, premises, building, equipment, sanitation and hygiene, sanitary facilities, and then yung production process. So kailangan po, bago po dumating yung raw materials natin, kailangan silipin or i-check natin yung mga certificate of analysis nito, yung mga product specifications. Of course, sa quality control, may mga sampling records din from the starting materials, documentation, quality audit. So dapat po nagtatalaga din po tayo ng mga internal auditors natin to check po yung mga if may mga tawag doon, if it is conformed with the standard. And then, yung warehouse and distribution, yung mga SOP po, yung mga good storage practices and distribution, contract in case of external size floor area and pallet size po. Kung may mga changes or kung may mga other warehousing din po tayo outside. Another is the product recall. So yung mga SOP on handling on complaints, records of reported complaint, SOP on product recall, and MAC recall, dapat may mga sinusundan po tayong mga manual or standards na establish po with regards to product recall. And then yung mga retention samples. So kailangan po natin mag-retain ng samples in case po may mga product complaints, may traceability po tayo. May product traceability po tayo. And of course, we need to consider also yung retention room natin, yung storage and yung record. So ito yung mga chine-check kasi during the plant audit. Another is the subcontracting of manufacturer. So kailangan po natin yung name and address of client, contract and stipulation, product for tolling in case po nagpapatolpak tayo, and then license to operate as food trader of client. So yung mga key principles po, so first is the quality. This ensures that the quality is not just tested at the end, but maintained throughout the process. So another is the SOP or the standard operating procedures. Manufacturing process must be clear, defined, and controlled. And then yung mga work instructions, kailangan po natin ito because pag wala pong work ay yung empleyado, so this may lead to confusion or human error. So this must be written clearly. And of course, dapat po naiintindihan po ng empleyado para maiwasan po yung misunderstandings. Another, yun po, the training. So dapat well-trained because this is very vital po with regards sa product quality and safety. Record keeping, dapat magkaroon tayo ng real-time recording. This ensures traceability and accountability. Documentation, so any deviations must be investigated and documented po. So dito tinutulungan or documentation helps us to identify the root cause and preventing the reoccurrence of the possible complaint. Another is the facilities and equipment. So yun po, na-discuss ko po kanina. So GMP includes strict hygiene and sanitation controls. So to prevent, yung one goal natin is to prevent the contamination of the product. The product recall, so this is a system must be in place for recall of any batch from sale or supply to ensure consumer safety in case a defective product reaches the market. So pag product recall na po, may mga kailangan po nire-report po agad ito sa mga regulatory bodies. Another is the audit. So yun po. So kailangan po ng self-inspections. Dapat makandak ito regularly para for the continuous improvement and for sustaining the compliance. So for the food safety concerns, so primarily we have three contaminants. So for the biological, physical, and chemical. For the biological contaminants, so these are living organisms or compounds produced by living things that have the potential to affect human health and environment. For example, one of the examples are the bacteria. So yung molds, pollens, viruses. So with regards to bacteria, yung mga parasites, allergens, mga E. coli, molds and yeast. So, ayun po. Another contaminant is the physical contaminant. So, contaminants are any items that should not be presented in food and may cause harm. This includes hair, insects, glass, metal, plastics, and even dirt. So, kaya po tayo may PPE kasi specifically like wearing of hairnets kasi possible magkaroon po ng hair strands with the product, most especially pag direct contact ka. So, this serves as a physical contaminant po. So, yun, possible din po yung mga loose item control natin, yung mga bolts and nuts, yung mga other equipments na ginagamit natin during in the production area na kailangang i-check kung baka may mga na-loosen na mga bolts and nuts. So this may cause choking. Another is the chemical contaminants. So these are substances that are unintentionally present in food, water, or environment. So examples are the pesticides, heavy metals, mycotoxins. So these are naturally or be man-made. So just like what I've mentioned a while back with regards to chemical contaminants during production, dapat po we need to know kung saan or anong oras po tayo naglilinis. So possible, avoid cleaning, most especially this might cause, yun nga po, contamination po. Baka mahalo po yung mga chemicals sa production natin ng ating mga produkto. So ayun po, yung sources ng contamination. We have the 4 M's, the man, material, machine, and the method. So, ito po, for foodborne illness risk factors, food from unsafe sources, inadequate cooking, improper holding temperature, and contaminated equipment. So ito po yung mga nagkukos ng foodborne illness pag hindi po natin tayo sumunod sa standard operating procedure. Just like yung pagluluto po ng product, so design po siya na kailangan 85 degrees centigrade upon cooking, pero nag-shortcut po tayo down into 70. So hindi na po yun, this is a possible risk for foodborne illness. Kasi yung declared shelf life po niya, possible po na mapanis yung produkto as early as the declared shelf life or expiration date. Another that might cause illness, foodborne illness, yung poor personal hygiene, food handlers' health status, water quality, and the presence of pests. So kailangan po, with regards sa mga food handlers' health status, so dito po sa Pilipinas, or we have this yellow card for the health card po. Sinisecure po natin ito sa city health or municipal health office po. So kailangan po natin yun for para po ma-prevent po yung contamination or foodborne illness. Yung water quality po, kailangan po may at least monthly testing po sa water quality po. Lalo na po kung ang mga product natin is more on like sa mga juices po na kailangan natin. Okay po. So, last question po. Ma'am, sir?
Sige po, ma'am. We're here again. So, again, no, ang ko-consider po natin, antayin lang po muna nating matapos yung questions and please put the letter and the answer
Hello?
po, no? Okay po.
Hello?
Wait lang po,
Hello
sir.
po,
Yes po.
pwede po magtanong muna?
Meron po tayong Q&A, sir. Just allow us po to, matatapos na rin po, last question na rin po to, last slide na
Hindi,
naman po
may tanong ako sa sa speaker natin kung ano.
Yes, sir?
Yes po.
Okay,
So-
ang tanong ko lang kasi yung sa food safety ba, is it covers pa rin ba yung mga karinderya, catering, tsaka yung mga food stall businesses? Kasi kung cover siya, sino kaya ang ensure na nag-implement ng food safety sa mga ganitong establishment o mga ganitong industries?
Based on Juan po, I think yung mga sanitary po sa City Health Office for sa mga karinderya po, yung mga MSMEs.
So, minito sila sa level po sila ng mga municipality, ganun po ba? Hindi wala sa national government o national level?
Yes, sir po. With regards po sa mga karinderyas, mga canteen. So, may mga procedures po na kailangan or mga legal requirements po na dapat ina-apply natin. For more information po, you can visit po yung City Health or Municipal Health Office po natin.
Okay. Kasi alam naman natin na yung mga ganyung business napakano dito sa atin, di ba? Sana ang suggest ko, at least na-check sila, na-monitor, na compliance man lang sila sana sa at least minimum requirement po na food safety. Yun lang po.
Yes po, I think may mga monitoring po sila. Nag-i-inspect din po yung mga taga City Health Office with
Mga LGU
regards
po.
po sa mga... Yes, sir. Yun po, yung mga sanitary permit po natin yun na nabanggit natin kanina na may health card din po tayo with regards sa medical or yung mga requirements na kailangan for the food handlers po.
Kasi ma'am, sorry pero kasi wala akong nababalita na mga ganun na establishment o industries na parang nape-penalize na hindi nakakasunod. Kaya so yun na natanong ko kung yun ang pinaka-concern ko talaga. Di ba?
Yes po, sir. In case po kailangan po talaga yun, sir. Lalo na po kung nasa food po tayo. Food po
Yes.
yung ating produkto.
Oh, sige. Thank you po. Thank you po.
Alright po. Thank you so much, Sir William, Ma'am Genovese. So, again, we will have more questions po later sa ating Q&A forum. So, before that, tong question na po is from our trainer. Again, whoever answers will have free certificate. So, please just type the full answer, the letter that corresponds to it, and yung sagot po. So, sige po, Ma'am Genevieve, we can proceed po. I'll monitor both the Facebook and Zoom.
Okay po. So, what are the sources of contamination po? Yun po, letter A, man, material, method, machine. Letter B, man, machine, method. Letter C, material, man, method. Go. Okay po.
Alright? Maraming
Thank you so much. The correct answer po is letter A, which is the 4 M's po. Man, material, method, and machine. Thank you very much.
thank you po, sina
Okay po.
Christine. Apo. So, yung
Yes.
ano po, ma'am, no, I will send an email to them, no, regarding their free certificate after this training po.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, let's proceed for yun po, yung specific requirements ng FBOs. So, this is self-initiated po. So, dapat we should know or identify, ni FBO, dapat identify niya yung hazard. So, also, must implement preventive controls, ensure that such food is not adulterated, contaminated, misbranded, and misleading. Monitor the performance of control measures and maintain monitoring records. Actively monitor sustained compliance to standard and relevant regulatory policies. So, specifically more on the managers or the supervisors na po yung nagkakandak nito in case po. So, that's all po. Thank you very much for listening.